Call the meeting of the Leitchfield Utilities Commission to order for Thursday, January 4th, 2024. You have a draft of the minutes of our regular meeting that was conducted on December the 21st, 2023. If there are no additions or corrections, would entertain a motion to approve that. Motion by Greg. Is there a second to approve the minutes? Second by Mr. Alley. Any discussion? All in favor? The next item would be the bill list, which is, I think, rather short for, of course, it's just the fourth day of the month, and I think it has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, we didn't get the checks cut for this week until today, so typically at this meeting, we would already have those on the agenda, or on the bill list, so that's why it's a little bit short, so.
Any questions about the bill list?
No.
Motion to approve it by Mr. Jones, a second. Mr. Menard, any discussion? All in favor? The next item would be visitors. We have no visitors this evening. Under unfinished business, going back to the community app from G-O-V, I received an email from the superintendent that David Roof had viewed the materials for that and felt like it would be a duplication of efforts on some things that we had through the shop as far as our dashboard's concerned. I talked to Alicia Harrell today, and she also didn't seem to think that it was something that we would be directly using. So in light of that, I guess we need to inform the city council, you know, what our findings are on that. I told Lori today, though, that if they adopt it and it proves out that we start using it or we have use of it, I'm willing to, you know, have them approach us again and say, look, we've adopted this thing, we've got it going, and you all are using it X percent of the time, or X percent of the usage is yours, then we'll pay for it. But until such time, I think, you know, they just need to kind of pursue that on their own. I think you said you were going to talk to a couple of the other, like tourism and some others. So, is there anybody else that feels any differently about that? I guess we need a motion to do whatever it is we're doing or not doing.
Do what we're doing.
I guess the motion would need to read something like, the commission would like to inform the city council that at this time we're not interested in participating in the cost of the community alert app. However, you know, we are open to later discussion if it proves that they adopt it and we are using it. Is there a motion to that effect? Motion by Mr. Jones, second by Mr. Bernard. Any discussion about that? All in favor of that motion? All are unanimous. The next item of unfinished business, Dwight, I think did you have something, Budgie? Okay. The next item of unfinished business is, I'd ask for some project updates. He did receive an email today, it's dated today, from HMB Professional Engineers. HMB is the one that, you know, we have contracted with to provide us with a regional facilities plan. That's the first step in the wastewater treatment plant update and construction, that we have to have this regional facilities plan. And Benton Hansen is kind of the lead project on that, and he's given you a response there of some work that they've completed since their last update with us. He says that there are some action items, and that's to include that bypass pump station improvement project in the facilities plan. HMB needs some things. I guess, do they need to get that from Ken Virons, or is that something we provide them?
We'll provide it when we get it from Ken Virons. I was on the phone with Benton this afternoon, and I told him that was forthcoming, should have it any day. In fact, I think that part of the engineering on the bypass lift station is done. I think as far as it's being sized. I reached out to Brandon today, but I wasn't able to get a hold of Brandon.
Okay. So going forward, the regional facilities plan, this is the update on that. I'd like to see us make sure, we got a holiday a week from Monday that everybody will be off on. So by end of business next Friday, I'd like to have maybe another update to let us know if some of these action items have been provided to them, that we've put the ball back in their court, so to speak. Because we're going to have to stay on them. I think this is, we originally contracted with them. I think that facilities plan was supposed to be done about November, wasn't it, originally?
Right.
And then, they've so it's gotten to the end of so well, now we're looking at, the follow-up and the schedule is they expect to submit the draft to us, not to the Frankfurt, but to us by the end of January for our review and comments. So that means by the time they do that, then it'll be February, March before they get it to Frankfurt. So,
Almost 6 months behind.
Bob, I'd suggest if you do get that, why go ahead and send it out to everyone so they can start reviewing it. So
Yeah.
just don't bring it to the meeting.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, we need to follow up on that in between meetings.
That's good.
So the next thing would be the bypass lift station, 259 North and the bypass area. We formerly called that Holly Hill Lane
Yeah.
lift station, but it's actually down under the hill and where we had agreed to move it. That's the one being done by Ken Byron's. And you said you called them but didn't really get an update. But to
Right.
to your knowledge, what's the latest update on that?
The last, it was right before the holidays, he thought he'd have it by the end of the month. Of course, I didn't really expect it because it was the week of Christmas following that, but I do expect it early this month. And I asked him, and I just couldn't reach him today.
Okay.
But he says he's all but done, he's just doing some easement work, trying to find out which easements we need.
Well, I called him twice, and every time I call, he's a little hard to get hold of, as you know. and I know
He
that.
is.
I wanted to make sure, I know we need the easement with regard to what I call the Smith property.
Right.
Has been divided off. So I think it's 3 easements that will need to go right now. It's been divided into 3 tracks, I think, correct. And I think that's what and I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's all that
I think it's all.
that's all they lacked when I was talking to him.
That's not a shame too.
Yeah, but it just,
But
I
it-
didn't expect it last month.
as far as design and specifications, he thinks he's got all that pretty much ready to go to bid as soon as we
Yeah,
get.
he felt like he told me last month it'd be ready to go bid by the end of January.
Okay.
So I'm hoping we can finally get the ball rolling on that.
Yeah.
And then, Ben did ask me today how we were gonna, fund that. I informed him how we were gonna fund it in-house. We had some money earmarked for that. So
Yeah.
hopefully that holds true.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the other project that we probably needed to update on, that we've got everything that we need to do concerning any kind of utility work and easements for the bypass extension on west and northwest Litchfield.
There's nothing that we need to do,
Right.
no.
So, just wanted to provide everyone and the public and the commission updates on those projects, but I do think that we need to start pushing and driving some of these projects a little bit harder, because it's easy when you just meet a couple times a month to, things get kind of laid off, and, you kind of do that at the end of a meeting, and the engineers do that at the end of a meeting, and then all of a sudden, nothing gets done. It's like, oh, they got another meeting, so let's.
Well, I think on the wastewater treatment plant, I think that the changing of personnel within their department hurt as far as our timing.
Right.
It slowed that engineering work down on that. The other on the bypass, that should have been done 6 months ago, the bypass lift station. That's drug on too long.
Yeah. Under new business, I'd like to see us set a schedule for our department head updates, to make sure we stay on track with that. Have that rotation continue. I don't know whose turn it would be.
I'll get with Lori and we'll look at the minutes and find out who, and try to go on the same rotation as we did last year.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Probably be best, so. And I'll put it,
I know
once we
Brad's
get it all
probably
figured out,
looking
I'll put it
forward
on
to
my
it.
calendar. every night.
Yeah.
Do what?
I said Brad's probably looking forward to it. We may want to start at 4:30 on that day.
Yeah, we might need to put a time limit on him.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get that done. The other item that you have is Sabrina has provided us, Sabrina being the treasurer, has provided us financial statements for the period ending Thursday, November 30th. That's a 5-month period. Please review that. Just those came out this afternoon late. One quick thing, I think expenses are fairly well in line with percent of budget, but our revenue's just not caught up yet. Looking at the total utility budget, we're about 30% of our budgeted revenue. 5-month period, that would normally, need to be about 41 to 42%. And of course, typically we are behind in gas. Water revenue is about where it needs to be, but our sewer revenue is kind of behind. It's only about 29% year-to-date, and those tend to be more even flowed than gas being done in winter. But in gas, we're at about 34% of budgeted revenue. Or no, that was the sewer expense. Then in gas, our total revenue is only about 23% through 5 months. So, and obviously with, days that approach 50 degrees, we don't sell a lot of natural gas, but we'll continue to monitor that. Again, you've been given a dashboard report that shows total water active accounts and total gas active accounts. In water, we've got 2,942. That's up 9 from last month, but down 3 from last year. In gas, we've got 2,394 active accounts. That's up 15 from last month and up 64 from last year. So that's good for us if we can just continue to sell more gas. The challenge we've got, and we've often said this, is that we have a finite area. We have a defined area within which we operate for water, and even more restricted from sewer. And so density is really the only way we can grow. There needs to be, more units, more water meters within our area, and that's kind of a tough sell to maintain unlimited growth. The other thing that Lori's provided, I always ask her for these. It's kind of a flow chart and a listing of utilities, employees, and personnel. That's always good for us to kind of keep up with as to who works in what department, and I appreciate that. I refer to that once every now and then. The next item is under other business, the January Chamber Luncheon. That's going to be January the 11th. That's next Thursday. So we need to let Lori know by Monday if we're planning to attend. And that one is being sponsored by the city of Leitchfield. So the mayor will be the star of that show. And
No. I've already hired somebody else for that.
okay, well, good. But it is being sponsored by the city, so that may provide us an extra incentive to maybe attend that one. Anybody else have any business? chair would entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Keith, second by the mayor. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.